Welcome to another episode of Secrets for a Happy Life podcast. My name is Petra Bitenc, and I truly love to share inspiring stories from other women and to share knowledge how to live a better life. So today we have a special guest who is here to help us step into our deepest desires and create a life that we truly love. Meet Olga Boavida. She's a multi-passionate certified mastery coach with over 12 years of experience in business development. We were talking how to find our values, how to align our values with our business, how to grow our business, and how to find what we truly desire. So listen to the podcast, stay till the end, because she has one really interesting thing that she's sharing with us. So see you on the other side. Hi, Olga. It's really nice to see you after a long time. So for everyone who is watching this or listening, with Olga, we've been together in our coaching mastery program we did a couple of years ago. And now we are both coaches doing amazing work, helping many ambitious women around the world and also men to achieve their dreams and hopes. And Olga, nice to meet, nice to see you again. And how are you? What are your passions these days?
Yeah, so super nice to see you as well and to catch up with you. So I still love coaching because it has such an amazing effect on myself. Also now I have like a daughter and I'm always applying these principles to her. And I don't know, I find coaching is just amazing if you have like a coach that is truly sees you and is like I'm just going out from a one-to-one sessions that I had with my coach, and she just mirrored back so many things, and I'm like all empowered now to create my stuff just because, not because she was lying or overextending or giving me compliments, but just because she saw she connected some dots and made it so much easier for me to follow through. And if I would be doing it on my own, it would take me probably weeks to find like the connections. So yeah.
Mm. I think this is why the coaching is so empowering, because we have so many blind spots and we cannot see ourselves like others sees us. And we as coaches, we see what is missing. We see those, like you said, those connections from one end to the other. So we can easily guide people how to get to their visions, to their dreams. What
Yeah.
would you say? What sparkled your passion for helping people create the life and business they love? So what was your aha moment? Okay, that now I wanted to do this coaching business. I want to be there. I want to help
Yeah.
others.
Yeah. So I think I was always coaching people without knowing it. I think most coaches are very like they see people and they really want to help and they're coming from a heartfelt place. And for me, it was the moment when I really realized how amazing it is to align one's life with one's own values, because I'm coming from the corporate world and people were always like, you cannot shift careers, you're gonna do this because it will look bad on your CV. And I was like, but I mean, who cares? It's my life. Like, if I don't want to do this, why should I continue doing something I don't like? And since I lived by that and since I switched, I'm feeling so much more aligned and alive and fulfilled. And I just want to help others feeling the same in their career, in their business, and in their life, because it's all interrelated. If you don't feel good in your life, then you will not really pursue your business goals.
So it's your niche is to help people to transition from corporate to their like dream job, or just how to switch jobs. What would you say? What is your
Yeah.
uh,
So I'm like most of my clients, I would say maybe 80% are business owners, are entrepreneurs who just start their coaching, who just start their entrepreneurial journey, because I also work with other niches. And I also work with people who are already established business owners, but they're like working too much, or they're just doing thousands of things without really having process. So I'm helping people to simplify their business. But most of the things I'm doing inside this container is actually inner work, because there is just so much strategy that you can do. You're not gonna switch your strategy every week. But then it comes to the inner work to really see what your vision is and not an imposed vision, to find the strategies that fits you, your goals, your energy, your personality, and then I support them to follow through as well. Because oftentimes people know what to do, but then there are some blocks coming up or some imposter syndrome and they actually don't follow through. Yeah.
Yeah, that happens so many times. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and we can say this is something that we sense that something could be different in our lives, or that we are not fulfilled, and we, like we say, like we can say everything is okay. We have a good job, we have a good career, we have a good family relationship, but we just feel like something is lacking. So this is something that you help people with.
Yeah, absolutely. And it happens often. Like I was, well, as I told you, I'm coming from the corporate world and I was working with people who are having like amazing salaries, like crazy salaries, but they were like still, like they were not happy. They were always looking sad or just like something was missing. You could really see it. And just by having sometimes little shifts, it helps so much to like if you just focus on things that really lights you up, for instance, having a coffee break with your colleague or just going out for a spa. It doesn't have to be something like completely life-changing, but if you just incorporate little things that you really like and that you just do for yourself, not to have more money, to have more success, or to have to be seen as somebody you're not. If you just do things for yourself, it's just like so I saw it in so many clients that after something like that they completely changed. And so I'm helping people to really reconnect with their true values and to live more by them inside their business, but also outside of it.
You said before that you're doing a lot with inner work. Inner work. When somebody says inner work, there can be so many different things that we think about that. So, what would be your definition of what is inner work?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. There are so many things that you could do. So what I'm working on mostly is the subconscious mind, but also like emotional and somatics. Because oftentimes like in the Western world, we are so mind driven and we want to analyze everything and to understand everything. But sometimes you're just like overdoing this and it's not really helpful. So then I'm trying to connect with their bodies and like ask questions or do exercises that are not really mind focused, but more like subconsciously. And this can be so much, it can be like bodily exercises or visualizations, personalize my approach to my clients. So I'm also doing VIP days, and then I can like more provide this holistic experience to do like somatic work and really go deep.
Mhm.
So for me, it's mostly these three areas, but also of course it's behavioral also plays in it, but it's also more like mind driven
Mhm.
for me.
I like journaling, and I found with journaling, when I go really deep in, it transforms into somatic. So it's not just
Ah,
writing something and being in the head, but just like following the sensations and where this guides me. And then I come to some memories, or why do I feel the way that I feel. So I think it can go also with journaling a bit deeper if we allow ourselves to. We don't just write about, okay, my day today was like this and this and this happened to me, that one said that. But if we just follow, okay, when somebody said that, I felt, I don't know,
yeah,
some emotion, and then we go, why did I feel that, and why did that trigger me, and then following that red thread and just coming to maybe some childhood memory or something, some event that happened, I don't
yeah,
know, 30 years
absolutely.
ago, and then you can just release that, and the next time this kind of things doesn't bother me anymore, because it's just,
Yeah,
yeah, done, it's finished, I saw it, okay. It's
yeah. I saw it, I
okay.
acknowledged it. Bye bye. Thanks for helping, but I'm good now.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes like I all when I'm starting to work with clients, I really want to figure out what their vision is. And so I'm also asking very often, like, how do you want to feel? Not just like what do you want to have, but also how do you want to feel? Because as you said, having this feeling part, it allows you to go deeper and to go more internal versus having all the external sparkling, shiny syndromes that you want to have.
Yeah, because usually it's not some new car or new house. It's more like what this thing brings you. Like for me, new house is a place of stability, something where I can grow my roots, and it's just this feeling of safety in a sense. So yeah, but many people have. I think everybody has different value system behind it, and it's fun to see what those are. Mm. You were talking also on your Insta, and you have it on your webpage, that how if we reprogram our beliefs that holds us back, that we can really start to live differently and be more free and yeah, spread our wings. Can you talk us through, take us through a little bit? Something like that. Some maybe give us a simple exercise or some tools that listeners can try at home so they
Uh,
can begin to shift their mindset, their limiting beliefs.
I'm sorry, can you just repeat the beginning of the question?
Yeah, that I saw that you had on your webpage that you are talking a lot about reprogramming beliefs that hold people back. And I thought I was thinking about if you can walk us through maybe give us some simple exercise or some tool that listeners can try at home to begin shifting their mindset
Yeah,
or
sure.
finding their
Yeah.
limiting beliefs. Mm.
Yeah. So first of all, it's super important to just get aware of this limiting belief. So for instance, I did a workshop this week about money mindset. And this is just an example because kind of everybody can resonate with money. And so lots of people have the beliefs, for instance, lots of entrepreneurs have the beliefs that they cannot charge too much because they are not worth it, or they're like putting self-worth with their offer. And so this is also a limiting belief because if you would charge what you're worth, like you would never have clients because your worth is limitless. And so I'm really trying to help people to find out what is holding them back, like what beliefs do they have. And I'm doing this mostly through questioning. So for instance, if you tell me something, then I'm asking, why is it? And I ask lots of deep questions to really figure out these limiting beliefs, or I'm asking people to do flow writing. So you can do a flow writing exercise, for instance, to find out what your limiting belief is. And once you figure out what it is, I'm encouraging people to find evidence against it. So, for instance, if your belief is, I'm greedy if I charge this amount of money, then find other examples of coaches who you admire who are charging that or even more. And then focus on what you want. So, focus on the evidence against the limiting beliefs and really try to incorporate it, to feel into it, and to replace it basically through little aligned actions and affirmation and really embodying. Yeah. So this is a little exercise that I like doing. And of course, there are different layers to it. You can go very deep and you can do it less deep. But just by always questioning what is my fear and find the opposite evidence, it trains your brain to focus on what you want. And what you focus on, you will see more of it and you will create it.
Mm. I love this. Yeah,
Mm.
it gave me like 100 different questions now. Yeah, because sometimes I catch myself when I'm speaking out loud and I say something and then I just catch myself. Oh, this what I said?
Mhm.
This is not okay. So I shouldn't believe into what I'm saying. So then I just go and research why do I think the way that I think, because I thought that I don't think the way that I'm speaking. So
So you're
it's
searching online or you're searching in your head? Sorry.
no, in my head, in my head.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, no, not online. I don't think I would get good questions and good
Yes.
answers if I would go online on Google or ChatGPT. Like, why am I thinking the way I'm thinking? No, I don't think this works. But I like the way you frame it, that you need awareness for this. And without awareness, you cannot change something, because if we are not aware of our feelings, our body, our sensations, our thoughts, the way we are speaking something, then we cannot be aligned with our goals or dreams, because we have so many obstacles in between, like you said before. And yeah, I love this approach, Olga. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Um,
And I also remembered when we did this certification, one of our coaches, she said that coaching is so powerful because, like, of course, everybody who is new to coaching has imposter syndrome. And so she said that if you truly see people and you really try to understand them, their beliefs, their values, and their goals, just this part already it's worth the coaching because you can help people so much just by seeing them. And very often people are just talking to each other, but they're not really listening to each other. They just want to say what they want to say. So yeah, made me think of that.
Thank you for sharing that. So you said you were you came from the corporate world, and we see a lot of burnouts in corporate world. Okay, also in entrepreneurial businesses, but I think in corporate world there is a little bit more burnouts. What would you suggest to somebody who is on the edge of burnout? They know that something is not okay. They know that their immune system is a bit more weakened, and how to approach this? You have any
Yeah.
idea?
Yeah, so well, I would do it a bit differently in corporate and entrepreneurship because if you're your own boss, then you can kind of more manage your time and work more with your energy. I work a lot with women as you do as well, and so the monthly cycle, for instance, also influences our behavior a lot. And so then I would just like help people to work with their energy. And also some people can work super good in the evening, others work best in the morning, just like to figure out when you can work more and not to have too many tasks. So for instance, if you have 10 things to do, just to write the most important and to do them, because then you're proud of yourself that you did this thing. And then you automatically, if you want, you can still do more, but you should still like have boundaries like, and it can be different to everybody. It can be not to work after 6 or 4 or whatever, or it can be not to work on the weekends, or maybe even restructuring their offers, maybe to have one signature offer and then scale it from there. So this would be for the entrepreneurship, and for the business, maybe also to well, also to have some boundaries into place. For instance, not to take on all the work, and just to explain that you want rather to do the work that you do, but do it good. And well, listening to your body, of course. And also, well, I don't know in what time of corporate jobs these people are, but for my job, it was very good, for instance, when I turned off the chat notification because people were always chatting. And I'm like, if you have a question, just come during these times to me or write me an email and I will well, I will come to you later and I will check my emails like 3 times a day. And then I will just like batching things. And it was helping me a lot to not always switching from one project to another. And also, if you switch from one project to another, you need so much time to find back to this thing and to really focus on it. And you lose so much energy when you're switching tasks. So just to try to do this. And if your manager is okay, also, like, I don't know how much freedom you have in your corporate world, but just to batch also things like maybe something that is creative to do this, like to spend some hours doing this before you do something more strategic, for instance, and also to plan in advance so you know exactly what you like to plan in the evening for the next day ahead, so you know what you have to do and you do it and then you're good and then you can well listen more to you, you're proud of yourself and you can just be much more productive.
Yeah. When you were talking before about to-do lists and that you need to put the, I don't know, three most important things that I need to achieve today or to do today from the to-do list, because this is so important, because I think we can have like infinitive in to-do
Yeah,
lists.
that's true.
It's just going on and on and on and on. It's like my bucket list for traveling, so there is no end to it.
Yeah, same.
But
And
yeah,
yeah,
say.
no, I just want to say also like what helps me personally, but it also depends on everybody. It's not to start working straight away, but to have time for myself in the morning. And it doesn't have to be too much, but just like to listen to something nice, to connect to my vision, to listen, to have my coffee and my breakfast with family, and to just really connect with myself first, and not just to jump into things straight away.
So this is that joy component of our lives, and so we can manage a bit this work and family or self schedule, let's say, because if we don't feel joy in our lives and we are not happy
Yeah.
with our lives, then I think we just drive straight into the burnout. But if we find some joy, it can be with our family, with our friends, with ourselves inside the job that we are doing, then I think it's much easier.
Yeah, and also just kind of to
Mm-hmm.
romanticize life and
Mm-hmm.
business, and
Mm-hmm.
like you can burn a candle, you can buy flowers, just little things. It's already like, I don't know, you feel better when you then do things that you maybe don't want to do.
Mm. Yeah, that's so important. You are also working with people and helping them to craft the business model that resonates with them and that it's aligned with their target audience, and that they really feel like they can connect their values with their business and with their messaging. How do you advise people to follow their heart, and when they do their business model, that it's aligned with their values, and that they don't jump on every trend that they see? Because the trends are like every day something new, and sometimes we think, okay, I need to do this because I see it on TikTok or Instagram that this is really trending, and but it's not so much aligned with my values. What is your approach
Yeah.
with that?
So so I like asking people how much they want to make in their business, because some people, for instance, if I work with somebody from corporate, maybe just want to start their business as a side hustle and to have some revenues. Or maybe there are people who are already in business and they just like have too many offers. So it really depends like on the individual person. But I would ask what is their income goal, and from there, if they already have offers, what they are, and just like trying to simplify it, because very often people are in the same niche, but they have just too many similar offers, and they're well, already they're too similar, so the customer is a bit lost what to buy. But also it creates problems in their messaging, because they're speaking about different things, and like it becomes not very clear if they're not very good in what they do. Like, why should this person buy this offer? And if a customer has too many offers, they don't end up buying, because it just creates overwhelm in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to align their goals, their vision, and then refine their offers or create their offers from that. And inside an offer, I try to help them to find out really their zone of genius, and adapt, like find the sweet spot between their zone of genius and the market demand of their ideal client. So with whom do you really want to work? Do you want to work with this person because you think you have this thousands of certification and you think you have to work with this person? It happens, like I was working with a girl, she was doing marketing because she was doing it for so long, but actually what she wanted to do was somatic coaching. And she was very afraid because it was so easy for her to sign marketing clients, but she didn't feel joy and she completely overgrew this offer, and she just wanted to change because she also went through a somatic experience that completely changed her. So then she pivoted, and she's still working with the same clients. She still has people from her old audience. But since she shared her story in such a good way and created an offer around something that she is so passionate about, and there is also, of course, the demand, it was also easy for her to sell it. So this is what I'm doing. And then once we have the offer, I'm helping my clients to find the messaging, the sales strategy, because some people love sales calls, and if you love that, you maybe don't have to market that much. Some people love marketing, so it really depends. And then some people love social media, some people hate social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're talking a lot about somatic work. For the listeners who don't know what that is, can you explain it a bit?
Yeah, so it's basically if you work with the somatics, so somatic means bodies, you join into your bodily emotions, and you listen to what your body is telling you, and then you can overcomplex from this, or you find aliveness. So for instance, to give a practical example, when something is stressing me out a lot, I can feel it in my belly, and then it's like cramping. And so if you would coach me on it, then you would try to or one of the techniques you could do is to localize where you have like this struggling feelings and then kind of remove it from your body. I don't know how I can really explain it,
Mm-hmm.
but basically it's listening to your body and work with your body.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be, for instance, also breath work, like when you control your breath, you can access to so much wisdom because you're blocking your mind, kind of.
Mm-hmm. And you would say this is more long-term strategy because when we work on the mind only, then this can work for, I don't know, 1 week, 2 weeks, and then we forget about everything. But with the somatic work, it's more long-lasting approach, right?
Yeah, well, yeah and no. I think it's also I think it's very different.
Mm-hmm.
But what I know, for instance, for myself, like some years ago, and probably it was here when we met, I had like too many things that I wanted to do, and I still have too many things that I wanted to do. But for me to find clarity, when I was doing breath work, I could like completely shut off my mind and do, can I do it? Is it too complicated? Does it require too much work? So all this was kind of down, and I saw my vision much clearer. And from then I was like, yeah, this has to be my offer. It has to work because I'm so excited about it and it's such a good offer. It would really help my clients. And so for me, this helped much more than to make a list like, these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses, this is the mark. I mean, this is also good, but sometimes if you have too many options, somatic work just helps you or helps me at least find clarity.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you're anxious, for instance, about something, you can also just like feel it through your body. And neuroscience says that if you're feeling an emotion, like really feel it, it requires only 90 seconds to move it through your body if you don't have trauma attached and if you don't attach any stories to it. And so you move it through your body and you're fine and you go on and you do your things.
Mm. So you have to accept the feelings and not push them away
Yeah.
or just
Yeah.
ignore
This is
them. I
the,
don't see them
yeah.
or put a lot of, because I tend to do that when something I feel something in my body, I start to rationalize it. Oh, this is because of that and it's because of that, and then you put a story around it and then you just stuck with it. So
Yeah.
accepting it, seeing it, welcome it, okay, here you are now. You're free
Yeah.
to go.
And my husband is also mocking me often because sometimes I'm just like crying for 1 minute and then it's fine. And he's like, "You're weird. You were so sad. Now you're so happy again. Like, what's what's happening?"
Yeah, that's how we are wired.
Yeah.
Women a bit different than men, so but that's good.
Yeah.
You worked with over 100 people. That's when we met, but I think now it's even more. Do you have any client success stories that stands out like the most for you, and what key lessons can listeners take away from that person's journey?
Yeah. So I have my two go-to stories, but of course, like every client story is unique and special. But what I like to talk about is, for instance, one client who was working with another business coach for 6 months, and it was purely strategy. Even though the coach said that she's doing mindset, the mindset was like you have to put content there out there, and so the strategy was really not for her, and her offer was not aligned with her. So she was doing something more salesy. So we completely shifted her. Like we did only 2 or 3 sessions together, but we completely shifted her offers. Now she is doing email marketing, so she's not even relying on social media that much. So she likes this approach. She has more time with her daughter. She's like in her energy, in her zone of genius. Her clients get super results, and now she's fully booked out. So, and this happened like after 2 or 3 sessions. I don't remember. She got 4 inquiries just because she was like showing up in a completely different energy, and she really liked what she does. And another one also, another success story that I like is a girl who was working. She had an offer, but basically she was reselling products, and it was more an e-commerce based business. And then we worked with her. She completely changed her offer suite, and now she changed again, and she's like traveling through Europe and doing content creation, and she's just like so good in what she does. And I'm like watching her videos and I wish you create my content. Yeah.
But it's really amazing when we show up in our energy and we are aligned with our energy and also our messaging. How this just you can feel that on the other side when you're watching somebody like that.
Yeah, and it just flows
Mm.
and people are happy and they're helping others and it just creates this ripple effect of happy
Mhm.
people.
Yeah, butterfly effect. So
Yes. I mean, of course, business, like I don't want to just like you have a magic wall and everything is
of
perfect.
course.
You have to work
Mm.
as well. But if you work on some things that you're passionate, you just like working on it.
Mm. Yeah, I need to be mindful for our time. So I would just ask you, like, do you have for somebody maybe listening who feels that longing for change but has no idea where to start? What's the first step that they can take today to begin shifting their life toward more alignment and fulfillment?
Yeah, I think they should really ask themselves the question, what do they really want?
Mm-hmm.
And it can be, I mean, it's really in the end it comes down to your values. For some people, they really value stability. So if they want, for instance, to start a business, maybe they're still staying in their job and they're start a side hustle and then they're trying out the waters. If somebody likes freedom, they're maybe more courageous. And so to make it shorter, I would just really ask, help people to find out what they really want in their life, like how many they want to work a day or a week, how much they need to make or they want to make, and how they want their lifestyle to be. And then from there to find a strategy that fits to their vision, that aligns with their vision, and create little action steps to create momentum, but also to keep going in the right direction because what I see very often, people are having a vision, they're doing so much for 1 2 day, and then they stop and they don't do anything. So just like keep going, keep the momentum, and then it will come.
Some
But really
people
ask,
are.
like really
Mhm.
going deep and to ask what you really want, because otherwise you will go there and you won't like it. Yeah.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
also,
so
sorry, and also it's not, I correct myself, it's asking yes what you want, but also to try out different things. Because sometimes you think you want something and then you try it and you don't really like it. So then just not to be afraid also to try something else to pivot because in the end it's your life. So you don't have to prove anybody that you want like to go to this direction that you didn't make it if you quit. You can just like adapt, but to really listening to your inner guidance.
mm. Yeah, two things. First is that some people they really wait for motivation to come, and I don't think
Yeah.
motivation just comes. Motivation maybe when we set our goals and visions, and we start doing that, then we have maybe motivation because of this new start. But then we have to just go and work and do the work if we want to have something, and the motivation will come when we see the first results. I think that is when motivation
Yeah.
really kicks in, but until then it's just boring stuff that we have to do. Where can people find you, and do you have any last advice for listeners, what to do, how to, when to reach somebody, when to go for a coach, search for a coach, when, like, some
Yeah.
practical advices?
So I think what really is important if you want to live a life on your values is to find out what your values are and just to try to incorporate it. So, as I said, if it's connection, just to meet people, if it's, I don't know, luxury, just to go to a nice luxurious spa or just really do something that lights you up. And it doesn't have to be big, it can be a walk through the woods, which is very nourishing as well. So, just incorporate more of that. And well, where if to search a coach or not, like it's not therapy, you don't need a coach, but if you want somebody who is really mirroring back to you the things that are holding you back and helps you to take aligned actions toward your vision, then it's like you can accelerate the process by so far if you work with a coach. And also you just feel so much better because you feel held and supported. And oftentimes, when you like, no matter how loving your family or your spouse or your partner are, or your friend, sometimes they are projecting their limiting beliefs onto you. So even if they want the best for you, sometimes they kind of have this influence over you for not going for the things that you want. Whereas when you are working with a coach, it's just there for you and it sees you as you are and what you bring into the session and not projecting all the things from your past and from himself or herself to you. So if you want that, then it's nice to work with a coach.
Mm. Where are you most active? Where can people follow your work and come in contact with you?
Yeah, I'm most actively on Instagram, so it's Olga Boavida, my name. But I'm also on LinkedIn, but I'm not active there.
Okay, we'll put everything in the show notes. And now I have one question. So I just started with that. And the last guest that I had, she gave me a question for the next guest. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, I will just read it out. Just if you would start over, what would be your go-to strategy? What would you think about, and how would you start? What
Like my,
criterias would you, yeah, maybe just whatever, like it's a relationship or it's a dream job or it's your new career. How would you proceed?
I think like I do with my coaching clients, I would just really find out what is the things that I want to do or to try doing and then start doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So what works for me, for instance, so I went to France after my studies. I studied international business and I studied 7 years of French, but my French was so bad. And my goal was after the studies just to go here for 3 months to improve my French. And everybody's like, it's like, why do you have to do this? You have a degree, you need to work. And I found a job, but it was like not really exactly what I was studying. But for me, it didn't really matter because I just wanted to go to France and I connected with my vision and I didn't care that I didn't have an apartment and security and whatever. I just went for it and I figured it out because what people are often doing, they're thinking that if it's not working out, or they fail or something bad is gonna happen, but it's not true. It's just that our mind there, it's like I forgot the term, but it's a psychological bias basically that is 10 times more the value on something bad than on something
Mm-hmm.
good. So I was thinking like, what are my options? Okay, I don't like it, I can always go back. And knowing that, I just went for it. And it's the same if you start a business, just think about it's not gonna work out. Okay, well then it's not working out, then you can try something else, or you can use a different strategy, or you can help, you can ask for support. Like there is nothing major happening.
Mm-hmm.
So thinking also about like that nothing is like life and death threatening because our mind is just so used to work in the survival mode and is always projecting like the worst case scenarios, but in reality, it's not like it's not that bad. You can just try and see
Yeah,
what happens.
usually it works out good because
Yeah,
when we
and
are in
even if
this,
it doesn't,
yeah.
yeah. And even if it doesn't, you always learn something from it, you know? You
Mm-hmm.
can think 10 years if you want to become a coach, or you can just try to coach somebody and you'll see if you like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you for this advice. It was really nice.
You're welcome.
Olga, it was really nice talking to you. Thank you
Likewise.
for responding and coming to my show. And yeah, have a really pleasant year and really prosperous career. And yeah, see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I wish you the same. Bye.
Bye bye.